Hello, Renegades. How the heck are you? I hope you're doing marvelously well. I am Apollo 22 and I'm broadcasting from Detroit, Michigan, across the universe and the galaxy. Together, we are all one on harmonic defiance. Tonight is a collective conscious channel where I am directly connected with the collective conscious. And the collective conscious is everybody that is tuned into my frequency. My frequency usually is ninth to 12th dimension frequency. And that is approximately about 3 million people is a number that I get that are on Earth that could just walk in there, just literally just walk in there and know you're knowing. I mean, like right now, you could just walk in there. We're here finally. 5D. I mean, we got a lot of work to do, and that's what this collective consciousness is all about. Um, and before I even incarnate, it's a very special time for me. And it's a very, very special time for my twin flame. We haven't been united in a very, very long time, and we're both excited. But tonight isn't, but it's a time. If you, the collective wants me to remind any of you that have connected with your twin flame, whether if they are here or they are on the other side of the veil, to invite them into this if this is coming into your frequency. I said 3 million because the collective really, and includes the Galactic Federation of Light, which is one of the oldest organization. I'm hearing the oldest organization, but it's really the collective now because our collective consciousness is back on, and they want me to remind everybody that's in this level of collective consciousness that you are one half of 1 billionth percentage of the population on Earth. That means there's approximately like 7.7 billion people that are not at this level of consciousness, and that doesn't matter. Everybody is raising their level. I mean, at this point, the dark that has had Earth under control, for those that are renegades like me, you can just say, get the fuck out. I mean, literally. I mean, just like Jesus in the Bible, I rebuke you. You depart from me. My shit's back on. I know who I am. And I'm a rightful heir. I am a creator God that has origins on this earth. And you don't. And we will hold you accountable. Not only on earth, but also in the heavens. And that's directly from High Command. Topics tonight are going to include, in case you want to drop out of this thing, it's not speaking to you, but the collective. I have to remind everybody, too, that collective conscious, when you are tapped into your galactic Akash, okay, when you're tapped into your galactic Akash and you're operating in your dimension, especially those that are in 5D right now. 5D uh, is coming on like gangbusters, and this is where all the supernatural tools that were given to us reside. The crystals, the Christ frequency, okay, and it hasn't been active in a long time. Okay, it hasn't been active in a very long time, but we're going to talk about that. But as you think and as you intend, it's instantaneous. And what I mean is that it instantaneously records in your Akash. So as you're having remembrances and as you're walking through everything that you have to do to get into these dimensions, and it's quite a fucking process. Okay, I mean, it is just it's a process if you haven't gone insane like me. But when you come online now, when you think, it's literally there, it's stored in our collective conscious, gets to share your remembrances, and we're literally putting together our history. And this is coming straight. I mean, straight from, the table. And if you're a Renegade Elite, you're at that table. And they're telling me right now to plug in. Just plug in and trust that you're going to know that it's secure with everything that you've been through. Everybody is different. But to really receive this message and get your mission, okay, you really need to plug in. Okay, and that way, when you plug in, you're just there and you're sharing your thoughts, and you may be reminded of something that happened to you, and things may be coming on like that. And when they're coming on like that, what's happening is they're going poo 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 poo, and then we all get to assemble that information, which is really why we really like, everybody has agreed that the collective is the best name for the new earth, and it's updated, it's modern, it's not antiquated, and we have evolved. And so, but yeah, as you go through this collective conscious channel, if you're watching it, then as you think of things and you're tied into 5D is the minimum for this. You have to be at 5D, or there are people, the collective wants to also emphasize that there are people out there that did not come down here to awaken. And there are people that are on the fence of awakening but will never awaken. And that is something that will have to be dealt with. But if they're completely unconscious and they have been subjected to mind control and all this stuff through thousands of years, and also damaged DNA, because these folks were not of our prime creator. They are not of our prime creator, period. And a renegade hates them. We hate them, okay? And we want every single one of them, like, leave in peace now. Ratarabo kuriandaramoko. Okay? So, as we create, as you think, just like when I use my language, my root language related to me and my intergalactic roots, okay, you may be saying like, oh man, I've had the urge to do that. You may be a Christian doing it. You may be like the young lady in Hawaii that basically talks in her root language. Okay, and that is, I'm going to open with that after I get through the topics. Okay, so if you're still with me, so again, 5D is a minimum. We're going to, somebody put up the question, the divine order or the foregone conclusion. The collective, has said that, converging timelines, we want to discuss that. Dark, get the fuck out. No more separation from our source, from our God. You're not going to get in between us anymore. 5D is wide open. Codes of Ascension. And I really don't know what that's about yet. So I guess that's an open question. Because I just wrote it down. Online with the Galactic Akash. We kind of talked about that already, so we're not going to go back. But that's basically your consciousness. When you're conscious and you're firing off all your memories. So as I've come through battle after battle, the splice, the jump, I mean, just the battle between light and dark. And as we start, and that was a horrible battle. I mean, we fought our asses off, man. I mean, it was horrible. And if you are remembering that stuff, our power's back on. Okay, like, it's not 100%. And if you want to update on that kind of stuff, listen to my morning show. It's only going to be about 15 minutes. It's going to be right to the point. Okay, but literally, the dark is done. I mean, we got this thing finally. It's fired back up, and it is cool. People are popping in every dimension. But remember, you know, there's a lot of things that we're going to have to do to rehabilitate these souls that are down here, man. I mean, and they can have a wonderful life and they can grow just like we did, but it will be different. The resistance will be different. The dark will be our actual loyal opposition. It won't be these. Sorry. Okay. Choices. I guess they had to get me in that a little bit early. I didn't even read it, but not to awaken. Don't waste your time. Okay. On the fence, maybe, you know, listen, either they're going to, the people that are popping right now are walking into your knowing. You're walking. You know who you are. And, you know, yeah. And, face your fear head on. They don't, I mean, they think they got control, but they ain't got jack shit. They really don't. They don't have anything anymore. They don't have it. I mean, they just don't have it. We are on. Face your fear of awakening. You know, if you've got unresolved things that you got to deal with, you walk right into it and you say, depart, get out, leave in peace, or we're gonna like blow you out of here because we're done. It's been millions of years since we've been in the dark. At least 300,000. I don't know when that. This time is not linear. They want me to remind everybody of that too. We're going to talk about that converging timeline. So time is not linear. It goes forward, backwards, up, down, sideways, out. It's ether. Okay. When you get up into these dimensions, but we still create amazing. Well, if you're there, you know what's up there. It's amazing. I mean, street paves with gold is an understatement. It is beautiful. Okay. No nukes, no NWO, man. They're done. Okay, like Kim Jong-un may be doing whatever, but there's enough of us online now that the collective conscious, as we raise our vibration, it makes it impossible for them to go through because their governments will say, we're done with you, we're tired of living this way, and out goes you, and we're gonna string your ass up. Okay. For putting us in this kind of danger. And those kind of uprisings will be happening. It will not be pretty, but it's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to just go real quickly. And this is a prayer. And this is a prayer for the collective. It's the prayer that I'll be able to bring in and be able to minister or talk or deliver our collective conscious through my voice. And I can't really express it in these, but I got to speak in my root language just for a minute. And then I know I'm locked in. Okay, so, and if you have this, do this and do it out loud. If you're a Christian, it's called speaking in tongues. If you're Lumerian, you have your language. Everybody's got their languages. It's root. And if you allow it to happen, it'll just flow out of you. Randaramo koriataramo shondara kuriandaramo shondara ki ramba 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 ramba. Woo! We gonna have a fight. They are done. Randaramo koriandaramo shondara kuriamba shondara ki horiandaramo shondara kuriandaramo shondara randaramo shondara ki and randaramo shondara. And that means like blessings for all. March on. You are secure. Feel good about who you are. Take pride in who you are. Stand bold and no longer take this crap that we have been subject to for all these years. If you have a twin flame, you'll know, once you reconnect with your twin flame, you'll know how long you've been apart, how many missions you've been on, how heartbreaking, how many times she had to watch you die, how many times you had to watch her get raped. Okay, and I mean, if you're on that level, that's real talk. Okay, that's real talk. I mean, it's unconscionable what happened on Earth. And it's like, get out, man. I am avenging my daddy. Okay, we are avenging our daddy. Everybody on the collective was like, we are avenging our daddy. Okay, our prime creator, and we were plunged into the. I mean, no, we fought, but I mean, it was horrible what we had to survive. I highly recommend you connect with your twin flame as soon as possible. She has done amazing work with me, and we have worn each other out. Um, connect. If you have a visual, I don't really have a visual. I just know that we're like this, and we're gonna cut. We're gonna move. At this point, we're gonna move heaven and earth. Okay, and I guess the collective wants me to show you this, but this candle right here, it's the wildest thing I ever seen. But it was straight, and then when I lit it today, it was curled over and like a knot with two wicks going into the wax with one flame. I hope you guys do that. Okay, uh, twin flames. Twin flames. Twin flames. It's like, okay, it's up there. Uh, cause Apollo brought it up. What do you want me to say? Many of you are having a very hard time with nightmares. Um, I'm saying migraines. I'm seeing panic attacks. I'm seeing straight up full blown PTSD, and Apollo has straight up full blown PTSD. Um, there is there's a lot that everybody's been through. Okay. You are exactly where you are at. So first of all, calm down. I mean, everybody just needs to. If you haven't got to your twin flame yet, then that is part of the plan. Okay, that you guys planned before you came here. Uh, that's good because there's some folks going like, "Oop." Okay, so really, it's what you planned before you got here. Um, it's very succinct. It is very, very, very succinct. I mean, when you connect with your twin flame, because some of you are connecting with your twin flames, and they are uh, different races from different galaxies and universes, but everybody's here. So, some are behind the veil, some are in front of the veil, some are dealing with reptilian energy, some are Andromedans, some are Lumerians, some are related to the Atlanteans. And if you're part of the 3 million class like me, we're a master key. We got everything. But it came with a price. It really did. I mean, our freedom and what we, this was free Earth. I mean, we were given permission to do this from our prime creator, and the fuckers came in from the outside, man. Basically, I hate to say it because they liked our women and stuff. That was a big, big one. The moon people were not okay, but that's all behind us. That's another thing that the collective wants to emphasize is you cannot live in your past. Okay, there is nothing that we can do, but it's the reason that it's been on my mind, and the reason that it's coming out tonight is that you guys are reliving a lot of that battle, and that's the reason that Apollo 22 can put a lot of my history together, because now it's like, and I'm off the planet where this shit has just gone over all over the universe. And those at this level, you understand what a Big Bang is. So everything related to us, I mean, we've been running missions for, oh, God. Okay, so that's a Renegade of Light. Okay, and if you're in a Renegade of Light class, you're coming on. But you're also coming on, and you've been through your trials, and you are maturing because you got enough of the story now. You know it's real, but you're not babbling and walking around talking to yourself anymore. You're growing up, and this is definitely a Renegade channel because the collective is in control. This is your collective conscious. So, our collective conscious, I keep saying that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Any more questions before we go into these topics? I'm just looking at the topics to make sure. Twin flame. How do you know you got a good connection? Listen, it ignites with your ancient DNA. It's an activation. There are frequencies. There are mediums. Okay. For example, I'm talking in third person because it's coming from the collective conscious. Apollo went through channeling with Charlotte, and she literally, the way that she was moving her lips and all of that gave him cold word, took him down. He emotionally attached to her, and then once he got to her, he was able to jump, okay, to his twin flame. But for a minute, it was on Charlotte, right? Charlotte's the medium, so once I got there, it was a matter of elimination. And on the channel there where I recorded, like there's special codes and videos and all sorts of shit for my twin flame, so I don't have to do it anymore because we were able to connect through Charlotte, which was a wonderful gift because I needed it like immediately. And this is coming from out, okay? This is our collective conscious, okay? What kind of what did you notice about joining with your twin flame? Immediately, I was able to be Apollo, and she balanced me instantly. And if you connect with your twin flame, there's going to be a lot of crying. There's going to be a lot of laughing, but more than anything, you're gonna remember. As I started talking about earlier, me and my twin flame, we were like, you know, we're blown away, man. I mean, just blown away. And you're good. This is what it is. This is what it is. Yes, it is normal for you to lose it. Okay? I mean, when I say lose it, you just lose it. You just lose it. I mean, there is nothing you can do. And it is like you have cried 1,000 rivers, man. I mean, connecting because you've been through so much. You've been through so much. You've been through so much. Earth has been through so much. That's why everybody here is beautiful. Okay? I'm feeling it now. There's some relief going out among the collective. You thought you were going out of your mind. Yes, that is normal. It's overwhelming is an understatement. Yes. Some of us are really fucked up right now. Yes, your twin flame, they may or may not be in the same situation, but you guys are going to move heaven and earth to be with each other. Period. especially right now, especially after you knew and you come into full remembrance. And see, this is something that the dark, those invaders, that's what happened. We had to shut down everything. They spliced into everything. Okay? And they started using it for their own personal game stuff. That's the same, the money changers in the temple, but with the Galactic Federation, we're evolving, trying to get, we're evolving. So somebody wants to know, how did we get to the collective? But we evolved. We had to evolve along in time with these folks, these dark, evil, sinister puppet masters, man. And my twin flame, she's telling me right now, oh, it's sexy, Apollo, watching you be a man. But what we've been through, and what you guys have been through is just, it's horrible. I mean, it is so fucking horrible. Oh, man. And yeah, we died all those many times. Oh, fuck, man. It's good to be home. 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 That is healed, and that's why you guys in this class, we built it, and we get it back, and everybody here, everybody here is precious, man, and what's happened on Earth is just, and throughout the universe and the galaxy, we get our shit back. I mean, and we get our universe back, because basically, fuck, man, long time. Okay. Akashic tables are you have a modem that's really like a light connection in the third dimension. Fourth dimension is polluted. It's fucking polluted. So you gotta jump right to 5D to get into your Akashic tables. 4D is polluted. That was like the place where they infiltrated the most, where they could control people. They took over the churches. They took over religions. They took over the soul. They had technology so that when the souls went up there, they could literally, in some cases, program them, detune them. We were detuned like crazy, man. We were detuned. I mean, we fought from nothing to get to this point. From nothing. I mean, they blew up nukes. I mean, just okay, so you have to be 5D to get to your Akashic, but if you're in 5D, you definitely have full access to your Akashic, and you also have full access to the collective conscious. But there are things that are in 9th, the 12th, especially the 12th, and that's your Council of Light, your Council of Elders. That it's not secret, and none of the dimensions are secret. You have to be trained, and you have to know what you're doing. You can't just come in, and say that you know everything and take over Earth, and they did. I mean, it was horrible. Okay, people dealing with your shadow energy. This is really okay. This is really like a 5-dimension thing. And there's the shadow energy. As the crystalline grid has been, it's not quite 100%, but it's enough to wake Earth up. But as that comes online, basically the shadows start coming out. So I like to use, because I'm in the United States in Detroit, I like to use the example of Trump. Trump, he made a deal. He brought all that consciousness to light, all of that consciousness to the light. And it's going to be like Biden came in. He basically started assigning special forces, wanted to look neo-Nazi infiltration into the police forces and so forth. And this is how we're taking over and providing, the environment where everybody can be free in their own consciousness on their own trip, and not be enslaved the way that we have. And they are absolutely freaking out. But if you go all around the world, Biden obviously is on our team, which is really cool because he gave Puerto Rico statehood, and there's some things coming down. He also held a memorial for the COVID victims, which is so, so, so very important because there was basically a massacre down here. What do you mean by no nukes and no NWO? Oh, okay. Let's go back. Sorry. We'll come back to that. Listen, if you're being chased and you feel like your life is threatened, and stuff like that, you really have to face that, especially if you know who you are. This is nothing more than a trap. Uh, the porn is really a trap, but if you invite your twin flame and you can work that out, you really can. You really want me to say that? You really want me to say that? Listen, this is what I'm going to say. my twin flame's going, good boy. You guys can work out whatever arrangement that you want. You know what you need in the soul. You know what's right. The thing is just make sure it's super high vibration and it's something that you guys agree to. You're ancient. You're creator gods. Do whatever you're going to do. But if they're chasing you and you feel like you're impending panic and stuff like that, I understand. I went through that. But that was right. That was like right in the time that I had my download where okay, so my download is like my eyes rolled back in my head. The collective wants me to explain what my download was like. Everybody could have something different, but my eyes rolled back in my head, and it was like I was teletyping everything, and I was telling the story of the dark, the light. I had figured out reverse polarity, and I had put, basically their whole system together, and I was typing that into the Galactics. And I know now I was typing all that intelligence, and that's what it felt like, but I was going in a rubber room that night because literally I couldn't stop doing this. It was so detailed, it flipped me out, you know. And it was like a report, man. It's like, come get my ass. I'm ready to get the hell off this planet. You come get me now. Here's everything that I know. I've done my job. So if you've been in something like that, which in my category, that was dump into your Akashic so that we could build our intelligence and our databases up to the point where we could share and bring everybody up, especially the renegades of light. But, everybody has the celestial beings, have people that work at our level. Everybody has. This is the collective. This is the universe, man. At this place, the universe. And so the way that works is like everybody has access, but you basically you start in a 5D. Okay, there are 3D levels and stuff like that, but we're in control of this. They aren't in control of this. And that's what they did. They took over 3D by taking over 4D, right? So that's all your mind control and all that stuff. Okay. Um, did we get all that on the caches, right? And hopefully you guys have had that experience because I know a lot of you have. It seems like it was protocol. You may have felt that you were super secret service, and you understood everything, all the radio frequency waves and everything. You were able to throw that up there into the Akash, and what we were able to do is reverse engineer, literally, a lot of our systems, and we've been doing that all along. We had to go through the old television stuff again and all that other stuff. Guys, put that together. So yeah, everybody's up there and everybody gets to share their information. Everybody shares, and people that operate in the 5D, they upload there too, so that we understand frequency, vibration, and the needs of the people, what's really coming through. And that's kind of what guides the higher dimensions, is really what's happening with the people and how we want to evolve and grow up. It's a very beautiful thing. And anybody can get in these dimensions. You just got to do a lot of work. You got to come, no nukes anymore. There are no needs. They can't intervene. God can't intervene. Prime Creator can't intervene. What do I mean by no nukes? It's literally raising the vibration to the point where they can't. It's like when you really raise the vibration, you fire a gun, and that bullet's only going to hit the vibration resonating at a point where that bullet can hit it. Now I don't suggest everybody go out and stand in front of bullets, but it's the same difference. It's like if we get our collective consciousness up around the world and throughout the universe, it's like the people will rise up, and I said that already. Okay, just invite your twin flame in. 5D is open to anybody that wants to walk into it. Some people won't. But once you get into 5D, you can make contact with your twin flame in this dimension. Telepathy is back on in this dimension. Anybody that has spiritual gifts related to your DNA, and there's a gazillion tribes and a gazillion ways to do things. So there is no right and wrong in 5D. There's no your creator gods in 5D is exactly what you are. Okay, and everybody's a guy. Everybody gets to create their own realities, and we've been stuck in 3D and 4D for a long time, but we're out. But it's open. Um, I'm just gonna throw this out there. We're still looking for people to work on the lift system between the crystalline grid on the Earth and the geodesic dome, or the Rainbow Bridge, but it's really the lift system. There's a lot of components to the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, anything else out there? How do you stop them from chasing me and get them out of my dreams and stuff like that? You have to face it. You have to face it. You have to just sit there and say, what the fuck do you want? Just like that. Matter of fact. What do you want? What do you want? I don't have time for you anymore. And then you get into your meditation, your Reiki, your yoga, your whatever, and you keep your vibration very, 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 very high at this time, and we can make amazing. Um, we're already making amazing progress. Okay. Anything else I got to bring in? Oh, converging timelines. Okay. Converging timelines is time goes forward, backwards, up and down, but depending on the frequency, dimension, you also have frequency. So they could be going faster or slower. So once you get to a certain frequency, there is no linear up down. It's ether. I talked about that. But what's happening, part of it is the geodesic dome isn't quite there yet, and we're looking for the master DNA to kind of complete that, because that's what constructed it in the first place. It's sort of like a specific kind of super glue, if you want to think about that, or a key that turns on, and actually, yeah, it's a super glue, but it's a key that is so encrypted. Your DNA is so encrypted that they can't beat your DNA. They cannot beat your DNA. They can't beat it. They cannot beat it. It is funny. It's funny because they're a bunch of second graders. Uh, you know, horrible what they did to the fourth dimension. All you gotta do is look at pull up a picture of Earth with the space junk all around it, and you'll see what the fourth dimension looks like. Okay. So in these converging timelines, you're going to have people that are going to be going up and down. So if you're talking to people that are channel masters, that are channeling a lot, that are in and out of these dimensions, especially when you're getting chased or you have a paranoia, and part of the reason you have a little bit of that is because you're jumping, and this is converging timelines. So this is old, new, up, down, sideways, everything coming into your point of being a sovereign being on Earth and within the galaxy in this universe. And so that was some of the things that the diabolical things that they did was just change calendars and threw us all out, man. Just unreal. It's been so long. Your codes, so you're going to have that. Any questions on converging timelines? I'm getting the feeling that everybody in this class is like, yeah, we're like that. You ain't even got to talk about codes to Ascension. Any questions on codes to Ascension? This could be anything from being in synchronicity, like seeing your numbers 1111, 333. It don't matter. You're just in flat out synchronicity. Um, these are specific memories and things that you're actually doing in the ether as you're going there, and this could also be presented as a hallucination. Um, Twin flame is essential for these levels where I'm at. I mean, I got into the ninth and 12th, but to get where I'm at right now, um, it wasn't going to happen without my twin flame with me. And like I said, I know she's in the world. I don't know who she is. I don't know her name, but I know we're twin flames and we're dying to get to each other. I don't, you know, energetically we're connected. So don't be, you know, freaking out over that. This insanity is what it is. Okay. There is no more separation from source. What this means is that anybody that's being chased, we keep coming back to this paranoia. They can't stand, and if you know what Jesus was saying, light can't stand the dark. You have to have faith. Rebuke them, okay, in the name of Christ, which is fifth dimension power. Um, He healed insanity in an instant. You know, how do you do that? Step into your knowing, and then he was accused of, practicing witchcraft, all that stuff. Listen, we've been fighting this fight before Jesus got here, man. I mean, way before. When Jesus got here was an acceleration. We've done 150 million accelerations throughout time. I mean, just, and some not so good ones. Search your Akashic tables if you want more for that. I'm also getting that you need to really search your Akashic tables to find your codes for Ascension. You have to meditate. You have to take light codes from the sun constantly. Get in the sun as much as you can. Our central sun is transmitting, and it's really, really cool. Oh, okay. We think in twinkle, you know, in a blink of an eye. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how many of you guys have gotten that yet, where you blink your eyes and you know you're creating. And that's the way that it works. Some of you may have gone into that situation like I faced, where just I was just going nuts with it, and it was like super crazy. Um, but as we think, we create, and it's instantaneous now. Okay, because it goes right. It goes right. It's instant. It's instant. There's not enough people awaken. It's another thing that some people are technical people out there that are listening to this, and they're worried about capacity. Capacity isn't a thing because there's not enough of us awake. We don't have to support 8 billion people. We've got to support about 50% of that if we can get the churches back online, and make them supernatural again, where people actually got answers to prayers and you know. So okay, wow, that really blew somebody's top. They were just thinking that. Very cool. Um, I'm just being quiet. Everything is in divine order, and it's already a foregone conclusion. That's why you can really stand in your power right now. Um, you just stand there and in your power. Renegade does not back down from the dark. Many of you may be having ruminations where you didn't back down from the dark and they slaughtered you. And that's where a lot of your paranoia comes from, but that's not the case now. That is not the case. And when we came in before, we knew we had to do that, which is why you have to accept who you are and leave that in the past. Know what they did. I went on a rant earlier about what they did, right? So um yeah, uh you may be going in and out of that, but you got to snap out of it and get into the now, because when you get into the now, you create, and now you can even go back and just like blow them off, just because as we step into our power, we start reversing everything that they did. I mean, they know their asses are cooked. I mean, they are cooked. I mean, like, if they don't get out of here, like, if they don't get out of here, man, it's game over. Okay, game over for them. It's already game over. It's already a foregone conclusion. Light has won. Love has won. We have literally saved our universe, and it's a big one. The liberation of Earth is you know Man, been a long time coming, and those of you in the Galactic Federation of Light Renegades, you understand that, and we're really happy that this day is here. We get to go and retire um, after millions and millions and millions and millions a year. And yeah, I'm retiring in 5D because it's a lot funner. All right. Anything that anybody wants to ask the Galactic Federation? This is a Renegade channel, um, but it doesn't matter if the questions come from 5D or 8D. Some people are active there. 7D is not active right now. So if you're getting stuff from 7D, what I'm kind of feeling is that, it's got to be cleaned up. Um, I don't know what's going on there, and the collective is not giving any real definitive things. But 8 is clear, 9 is clear, 11 is clear, 12 is clear, 5 is clear, and the 3D needs to be condemned, 4D needs to be rebuilt completely. Typically, people that operate in the 5D go through an intercessory. So it's like intercessory. It's if you're dealing with, the Federation, they'll have a name like Bashar, or if you're dealing with Lumerians, you'll have a name, and those are folks that are operating in 5D, and they're just young. It's really the only difference is that they're younger souls with, they're creator gods, and they have carte blanche. We can do whatever we want to do on that level. Everything above that level is to make sure that all of our levels and all of Earth is and the universes that are associated with Earth are protected, and yeah. There are a lot more organizations than the Renegades of Light, and it is vast and as far as any universe you want to go. So there's no one person. I typically, I only listen to things that Apollo speaking, giving an example, things that resonate with me, and typically my main channels where I get my inspiration from only have a couple hundred followers typically. Few of them a few thousand, but I'm really dialed in to my me and my twin flames integrated frequencies, and so I have to receive a certain way, and you will too, and you'll be able to. But 5D is, you can say that it's basically uh it has the same basic power of 9D. However, 9D is secure. It protects everything, and they didn't get to 9D. You know, but 9D couldn't interfere. That's why everybody says we're here to show you. We're here to lead the way out. And what I'm saying, and the collective is saying, and everybody is saying, now you can just step into your power. Just step into your power and take it. Okay, I think we can do that. If you have technical things, the collective wants me to make sure that if you're tuning into Apollo, that get in touch with your technical side. Like I trace the sacred geometry of Detroit. I opened access point. I deposited energy over a course of about 2 years, and I wore out a couple sets of tires doing it with wearing all my fancy stuff, right? And really just being led. And I had no idea until 2 years, 3 years later what I actually did. And now it makes sense. And there are people all across the United States and all across the globe that are are doing the same thing. And so if you're in that class, I know specifically I'm working on the geodesic dome, but that's more related to my Akashic tables and the blueprints, the stuff that me and my twin flame actually designed. And that's why I keep calling out to the other 3 million that are down here. There were 6. We lost 3 million, okay, just in this cycle, since the 60s, basically. We lost 3 million. But when you plug in your Akashic, it's literally certain they're blueprints, and we can do that. And somebody had asked how many how many of this 3 million have been identified and plugged in. It's funny. I never asked that question to the council. Let's see what we get back. It's well over 1 million, which is really cool. There are about 500,000 that are on the fence that really need to shit and get off the pot. And I guess there's a significant population that's still having some really hard issues with insanity, suicide ideation, and possible situations, possibly homeless or in a very abusive relationship, or so there's a whole bunch of different things there. But they're saying, it's hard to give a specific number, because certain amount of energy that the person has surrendered is there. It might not be 100% of their energy and their Akashic. So they have to step into their full knowing, which is why the people that are on the edge are so critical. Like, you gotta walk through this directly from the Renegade. You gotta walk through the fucking door and get this on. So yeah, we're not 50%, but it is operational. But if somebody is actually having an awakening, and a very strong awakening, and a very strong remembrance, it just blows into the other dimensions right now. And that's related to the time convergence. It's also related to time signatures. So if you're masters that understand frequency signatures, and it's the lift system. I just keep getting a lift system. I put that in that one. Okay. Anything else before we go, Light Masters? I think we're right at 58 minutes, and this is going to be an hour thing once a week. Okay, so I'm just going to close with a blessing. Grandara moshondoro kuyanda moshondoro ki. Horiandara mokuriyatara moshondoro ki. Ariadara moshondoro mokuriyandara moshondoro koyandara shan. Horiandara moshon. Holiandara moshondoro koriandara koyandara moshondoro ki. Let it be. Light, love, and be careful. Understand who you are. You are actually on. Your consciousness is just as important as anybody else's consciousness on this level. Participate. Find your twin flame. Use your root language if you have it. And this has really been Apollo 22 on Harmonic Defiance, broadcasting here in Detroit, Michigan. May you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week around this time. This will be up tonight in the middle of the night. It's 11:45:33 for those that are coordinating this broadcast in the universe or here on Earth, aligning your grids. You can use this to align your grids if you're a technical guy. Okay, peace and love, everybody. I'll be back, and know who you are. Know that you are loved. Know that you're loved, man, and welcome home. It's been a long time, brothers and sisters. Peace out.